Hey guys, I wanted to talk today about something that recently happened to some people really close to me. I'm not gonna name any names. If you know me in real life, then you'll probably know who I'm talking about. But otherwise, I'm not going to name any names. But okay, so my dad was at work a few days ago, and a really famous YouTuber came he's like somebody who those YouTubers that hunt down like pedophiles and stuff. He's one of those. So he shows up at my dad's work and takes this gentleman aside that my dad has known for 30 some years. Has been his best friend for 30 some years. He takes this guy aside and exposes him on stream as a pedophile. So a lot happened in that video. The guy who had, like I said, has been a family friend for over 30 years, longer than I've been alive, or almost as long as I've been alive. Turns out we didn't know this man at all. And it bothered me. I obviously it's going to bother me for obvious reasons, like, what the hell? This guy has been in our home, our lives, he's been privy to some very sensitive moments in our family's history, and this is the kind of man that he was the whole time. So I appreciate people who do this kind of stuff and expose these kind of people. Obviously, whatever happens to him from this point onward is, I hope, well deserved. I hope he is given the time that he deserves and the treatment there that he deserves. But what bothered me about the whole situation is the fact that my dad goes there every day to that place, works really hard. His ankle is falling to pieces. There's nothing they can really do except surgery to alleviate some of the pain. They can't actually fix it. And it's because of this job. Okay? My dad is 63 years old. He's done work like this all of his life. And, he obviously, he made an appearance in the video. He wanted to know what was going on. Obviously this was something he had to hear from his friend, from his friend's own word, mouth, that this was true. And of course there were people on the stream making fun of my dad for, how he looked and how he talked and how he walked, and lumping him in with this fucking pervert just because he worked at the same place. And I feel like even though it's stupid to associate this place of business or the other people that work there with this one guy, just because he also had worked there. They fired him immediately, like on the spot. There was no debate. There was no hesitation. This man lost his job right then and there. And so, the police that were in the video made the statement, about not, again, demonizing the business just because he had worked there, or demonizing the other workers just because they happen to work there. And so now it just feels like, I feel like this could have been handled a little bit differently. I feel like this YouTuber could have approached this man, I don't know, at his home in private, just having consideration for the other employees that were there and how this might affect them if they God forbid showed up on camera like my dad did. It's not a game. It's not always about views, and I'm going to say it. Yeah, I feel like a lot of these YouTubers do it for the views. I don't really think they give a shit. And I don't think they give a shit about the other people that they're putting, that they're exposing to their videos. I feel like this man who is guilty should have been approached at his home where other people, where he lives alone. And now there's this unfortunate situation where, my dad, who's a really private person, he doesn't like being on camera. He doesn't like being on the internet. He especially does not like being associated with drama. He just wants to go home. He wants to go to work, do his job, come home. That's it. And, he's now, it's like, on top of being devastated that this man that he thought was his best friend is a sicko.